What's going on, guys? I go by the name of Doubtfire, and in this video I'm going to show you how to find duplicates in Google Sheets. Let's just jump right into it. So the first method we're going to do is with conditional formatting, and I find this to be the easiest way to find duplicates. In my example here, I have a list of customers and I want to see whether any email addresses appear more than once. First, you want to highlight the cells you want to check. So in this case here, we want to check like C2 to C19, and then you want to go to Format and Conditional Formatting, and on the right hand side here you're going to see this little table box that pops up, Conditional Format Rules. And under Format Rules you have this drop down right here, and you want to type in custom formula is, and now you want to enter this formula. It's going to be the equal sign COUNTIF. So to break down this formula, starting with the equal sign, the COUNTIF is the function, and it tells Google Sheets to count how many cells meet a certain condition. We also have the C2 and the C19, and it tells us the range that we want to search and just basically look at every single cell from C2 to C19. The $sign locks the range. So when you copy the formula down, Google Sheets will always search C2 to C19 instead of shifting the range. The C2 is what we are looking for. So this comma C2, this is what we're looking for. We want to count how many times the value in this row's C cell appears in C2 to C19. We do not want to lock this one. And we have the greater than 1 because this value appear more than once is what we're asking. So if it is there more than once, then it is a duplicate. And then if it's no, then it is unique. And we're going to go ahead and click done there. We also have the color right here that is set to green if it is greater than 1. You can also have like no fill color if you're not interested in that, or we can just go ahead and like highlight it red because we know those are a duplicate just for visualization purposes for now. And this is one way that you could see duplicates in your file. The second method you could do is labeling duplicates with COUNTIF. And if you just don't want to highlight your duplicates, you can separate a column that actually tells you whether each value is a duplicate. So I have this column called duplicate email, and we're going to go ahead and clear this out. I was just practicing before recording the video. So right here, you want to click on the first empty cell beneath it. For me, it's F2. And we're going to go ahead and enter in this formula. So I have this formula typed in, and this if statement is saying that if the formula that we had earlier, the C2 to C19, if it's greater than 1, meaning it's duplicate, it's going to give us duplicate or unique. So this formula right here is basically the same duplicate check as before, but now we're adding an if function, so Google Sheets actually writes duplicate or unique. So the if is saying if something is true, do this. If it's false, do something else. An if formula follows the structure of if, blank condition, what happens if it's true, what happens if it's false. So we still have the same COUNTIF right here that we typed in earlier. So once again, we have the range that we're searching, the value that we're looking for, and the greater than 1, we're checking if it appears more than once. Then we have a comma and quotations, and if it's true, it's going to say duplicate. And if it's false, it's going to say unique. You could type in whatever you want for your situation. For a simple true false, just give it 2 different labels and it will generate the result for you. And then I just dropped it down right there. Method 3 would be seeing how many times each value appears, and you can also use the COUNTIF function without the if function. So we have the function right here. So right here in dropping it down, it tells me that there's 3 of this like Ava at example.coms. Ava, it's all recognizing that each of these names are appearing 3 different times. So this is only if you're curious to see how many times that something is duplicated. Method 4 would be finding duplicates based on multiple columns, and sometimes one repeated value doesn't necessarily mean the entire row is a duplicate. So for example, 2 customers could technically share an email address. So what if I only want to flag rows that have several pieces of information that are exactly the same? That's where we can use COUNTIFs instead of COUNTIF. In my spreadsheet, I want to go ahead and check name, email, city, and order amount. So right here, this is where things look a little bit messy, but we do have our if function and COUNTIFs, like I said, multiple columns of information here, data in here. And we're going ahead and checking the entire sheet that at least that we're interested in. So for B2, we have B2 to B19, and we're referencing, the B2 cell. Same thing, we have C2 to C19, D2 to D19, and you want to make sure you do have these separated with their respective first top of their table. I'm sorry if that was really confusing. That's just the only way I really know how to explain it. So basically we have each column locked with the top row comma next to it, and we want to close this up and make it greater than 1, and we're going to leave our duplicate and our unique conditions over here and close it up. And right here, it will let me know that this is a duplicate. Drop down and same thing will happen. So right now we do know that Ava at example.com is from Chicago. And we do know that it is $54.99. That is in here multiple times. This other Ava, the third Ava that was in here, is considered unique because even though the email address is the same, right here, the order amount was only $91.40. So we do have a duplicate order and a unique one for Ava. If you want to filter to only show duplicates, so once we have our duplicate column, you can easily display those records. And we can just go ahead and just look at our duplicates by highlighting the top. Click the filter button up here. And then you can just basically say if you want to see unique or duplicate. And we have the duplicates filtered by email. We're going to go ahead and clear this out, and I'm going to show you how to finally remove these duplicates. Google Sheets has a built-in tool for removing duplicates, and before using this, I do recommend making a copy of your data because this actually deletes your duplicate records. So right here, you're going to go ahead and select your data. So right here, I want to get rid of, let's just say like the duplicate email addresses. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight my data. So I got this box right here. I'm going to click on data, data cleanup, and remove duplicates. And right here, it's going to ask you which columns you want to analyze. I would also mention that if you do have a header, it's probably the easiest way to remove these duplicates, more clear. And then it will let you know which columns you're interested in removing the duplicates. So if you select all, everything has to be matching to be considered a duplicate. So right now, like I want to get rid of just like all the duplicate email addresses. So I'm just going to go ahead and select column C. And then remove duplicates, and you could just see right there that all the red went away. If I selected all in this case, there's not one line I have here that was like unique from customer ID and name. There was nothing that was 100% the same, so it wouldn't have removed anything in my situation. And that's how you find duplicates in Google Sheets. For the quickest visual method, use conditional formatting. If you want to label and filter duplicates, use COUNTIF. And if you need to find completely duplicated records across several columns, use COUNTIFs. And use the data cleanup and remove duplicates to remove your duplicates. If this tutorial helped you out, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more quick Google Sheets tutorials.